She weaponized our daughter. Now the truth is finally tearing her empire down. I've been divorced from Lena for 5 years. She cheated on me with my closest friend at the time, Evan. And when divorce papers hit the table, she didn't fight for our kids out of love. She fought because custody meant child support, and she couldn't get alimony thanks to the proof of her infidelity I'd pulled from our shared laptop. Our oldest, Ava, was 15 then, old enough for her testimony to matter. Lena spent months manipulating her, whispering poison, rewriting history, painting me as the villain in her romantic tragedy. By the time we entered that courtroom, Ava genuinely believed I was some explosive nightmare with anger issues. She repeated those lies under oath, and coming from my daughter, the judge believed every word. I walked out with supervised visitation. Humiliating, restrictive, and devastating. I mostly saw my younger two, Jack and Lily. Ava refused to come. My relationship with her went silent, dead. Now Jack is 13, Lily is 11, and they've recently told me the walls in Lena's house are basically a war zone. Ava, now 20 and back from university, has been arguing with her mother non-stop for months. Something broke, something shifted. Last weekend, when I came to pick up Jack and Lily, Ava was standing outside with them. She hadn't done that in 5 years. She walked straight to my car, nervous, hands shaking, and said she needed to talk. I told her I wasn't interested. 5 years of pain doesn't evaporate because someone feels guilty on a Sunday morning, but she kept calling, texting, begging for a conversation. 2 days ago, I finally met with her. She broke the second she sat down, apologizing, sobbing, saying she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. I asked her what changed. Why now? Why after 5 years? And she told me everything. Lena had fed her lie after lie, saying I forced her to give up her plans for nursing school, that I demanded she be a stay-at-home mom, that I pushed for more kids even when she didn't want them. Not one word of it was true. Lena had left school on her own. She had chosen every path she later blamed on me. Lena and Evan had also told Ava to cut off her grandparents, my ex-in-laws, because they would try to brainwash her. In reality, they just knew too much, knew the truth Lena didn't want her to hear. Recently, Ava reconnected with them after her grandmother's heart attack. They told her everything, encouraged her to talk to me. That's what Lena and Ava had been fighting about for months. Now Ava was seeing her mother as she really was. She wanted to sue Lena for coercing her to lie. I told her no. I'd had enough courts and judges and affidavits for a lifetime. But her confession gave me something I hadn't had in years. Leverage. I called Lena. Said we needed to talk about custody. She tried to dodge, same as always. I told her Ava had spoken to me, that I was done pretending, that if she didn't cooperate, I'd take her to court, with Ava testifying this time under oath, telling the truth she'd helped bury. I demanded we modify custody, end child support, and begin repayment for what she'd effectively stolen from me for years. And because she and Evan had just started a business, I knew she could pay. Lena called it blackmail. I called it justice. I gave her a week to decide before contacting my lawyer. Ava sat with me later that evening, hands tight around a mug of cocoa she didn't drink, telling me she'd stand by me no matter what, that she knew she'd lied then and she'd testify now even if there were consequences. Today, Lena finally called. Shaky voice, quiet, defeated. She agreed to every term. No lawyers involved. Fine. As long as she makes the first repayment within a month and signs the new custody agreement. Now Ava and I are rebuilding slowly, carefully. I'm not pretending 5 years of distance don't matter, but I see the effort, the honesty, the remorse. Lena is keeping her end of the deal so far. Repayments have started. Custody is shifting back to equal footing. My relationship with my younger two feels normal again for the first time in ages. I can't change what happened, but I can make damn sure it never happens again.